I didn't realise my mic wasn't switched on. So, okay. Excuse me. So, I just took a trade there for 2 points. It wasn't a brilliant bar. It was better on my other one. So I took it here, but I marked it there. But there's not a huge amount of space to the lows, and we got 3 bounces. So I got out for 2 points, which was, well, it pushed down, which was there. Comfortably did it. So that's a good start. So Daryl, how you doing, buddy? Speedy, how you doing, mate? So nice start to the day anyway. Excuse me. So let's just mark that for 2 points, make sure everything. So I've put that there as a possible channel down, but we've got a channel there with a couple of legs up, and it looks like it's pushing for these lows. Straight lines to, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? So I've just marked that down there, but we had a channel down there, a leg up, a leg up. I really like that. It looked better on my other chart, and this is the chart I actually marked on. I thought that looked absolutely beautiful. Channel down, clearly 2 pushes up. We had a bearish bar here. Now, for me, if this was going to go up, that would have triggered, and it would have pushed up, and it didn't. Then we had that lower high there, and I thought that was an absolute stunner. Second entry long, lower high, and look at it work. Now, if we didn't have that support there, I would have held on there to the lows, but you can see my concern, you know, channel down there, break, new low by 1 tick. So I got out, I'm happy to get more than happy to get 2 points there. Devon, how you doing, buddy? So let's have a look. Yeah, a few took it. Taylor took it. I don't know if What's-It took it or not. So 2 points, so it's a lower high for 2 points. So let me just mark this out. So high plus 2 points. So I have my funded futures account as well at the moment. I got a new one this morning, and I traded that on there as well. For 3 contracts, so that's up today. That's looking nice. I have that marked on my chart, all set to go, but it didn't act on it. I don't know why. LOL keeps. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it is right after the open. Actually, it's a minute or so after the open. Trouble is, Bud, and I do it myself sometimes. I see a trade and you hesitate. Sometimes you question it, because for me, it was actually I was looking for a bearish bar here, It's an absolutely beautiful 2 legs back, and these, and you'll hear Max say, are often the centre of the move. So if you've got that leg down to there, 2 pushes up, you'd expect price to get down to here. But sometimes you hesitate, you question it, something's whatever, and then all of a sudden it kind of goes down quick. And then it went down to there, so there's your 2 points, and so it happens sometimes. I wouldn't stress about it, mate. It wouldn't stress. You're gonna have plenty of times where you miss out. I've done it myself. So I can't tell you how many times I've missed good setups. But on this chart, it wasn't fantastic. But this is why I always have another chart. Look how nice it looked there. Channel down, 2 pushes up. That was. I don't know. There was a maybe a little bit of question what was going to happen there, but when that triggered below and it came back up, couldn't get above here, and then pushed strong below the main close, that for me is going to push down. Now we've got support here. I tend to be a little bit over paranoid at the moment. My accounts are growing nice. Once they get over 3,000 or 5,000, I may hold on there for a bigger move. But if you see what happened, that came back up there and took out any stops if you'd had a runner. It's a ball ache why it does that. You know, I do wonder whether sometimes you may risk a point or something there because it always seems to come back right to your stop. So if you had your stop at break even there, which would have been there, let's say maybe a bit more, break even. Yeah, 1 tick above it and then straight back down. It's amazing how it does that. So sometimes you're wondering whether you leave it a little bit further back and maybe just risk a few extra ticks. But that would have paid for you, and it does that so many times. So if there's any people out runners, I would just pay attention to this and see how often it does it and how far back, because in some instances it may be worth holding. So let's put that chart back up there. Yeah, that second chart seems like clearer. It's a much clearer picture. Yeah, this, the reason in fact I didn't take it on this chart. I took it on the one above. Well, yes, I took it on the one above. But it's how many times do we see it in a trend? It comes back to the trend. It doesn't give us anything bullish looking, and it rockets up again. So, it's more about context, really, and the context was in the right place. But that's why it's useful to have another bar. Thomas Wade didn't take it, which is I'm surprised. It looked okay on his chart. Let's have a look. It actually looked better on his chart. But you can clearly see two pushes up. I mean, that's got a penguin trade written all over it, that has. That's about as close as a penguin trade. And I tell you, for instance, if Mac doesn't mark that, he'll mark that. I mean, he's away at the moment. But, you hear Mac say it's often the centre of the move. And look at that, 2 legs back. Look at that, right to the tick. Leg down, 2 legs back, nice correction, and leg down again. So once you get maybe a bit more experience, and I don't consider myself ready for this yet. Once I got plenty of money at my account, it's worth having a holding on when you see something that clear, because I got out for 2 points when it went down for 9. Even if I'd have took 6, I could have taken either double what I normally take or 3 times what I did today. So it's worth holding on when you see something that clear, and it is about as clear as it gets, to be honest with you. Nice channel down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go. I wouldn't take that short, even though it did work. Purely and simply for me, that looks like it's more in a channel. Let me just straighten this out a bit. You know what I mean? Although it did work. So maybe you did. Let's have a look. It didn't work for as many as I was hoping. So if you took it there, you'd have still got 3 points out of it. And it did match on the bottom. So in fact, that one did work. But the better one for me was the 2 clear attempts and struggling. We got another one there. 2 legs back. What's it like on the other one? 2 nice legs back. If we get a lower high, I may have a go. Trouble is, with this one, we've actually already broken the lows. So I would expect it to come back and have another go, but you never know with that one. But is there a channel there? I think there may be. Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe. 7. Be nice to trigger that bull bar there. Trouble is, the channel's played out, so I would just rather hold fire there, just in case we get a reversal. But I've put this channel here, I've removed the colour from it, because as opposed to saying it's definitely a channel, it's more an area of interest. So it is 2 legs, and there is a lower high form in there, but you could still get stung. So I'm sitting tight. There's nothing worse than getting a nice trade early and then getting them profits taken off you 2 minutes later. So I'm going to sit tight there. Trouble is, by the time we get a lower high down here, it's close to the lows. 2 legs up, lower high. I'm staying out of this because it's a bit congested, and sometimes that, I think it'll work, but sometimes that stings you, because that channel has played out. It looks like it's working in this case. Yeah, it is, but I'd rather just stay out of it. Yeah, it has worked for 2 points, that. Leg and a leg, lower high. Whenever it's stacked like that, I stay out of it because I've been caught out more times than I can remember. But sometimes it just works anyway. Trouble is, if I take this away, channel, break, 1, 2 pushes to a noon and at low, it could trap a short there and push up. But that to me, as opposed to when a channel forms, it usually goes up a little bit clearer than that. That is 2 legs to me. That is a channel. That is 2 legs. So that's what I mean. This is a channel. This is a channel. This doesn't look like 2 legs. This does. But that looks like 2 legs, which tells me it could come down. And that looks like 2 legs. So I wouldn't consider this as definitely going up, but you just never know. Whenever we've had the break of that new low, I always just give it a little bit of time to figure out. I know you don't follow yesterday's move. There is a bigger downtrend from yesterday. Let's have a look. I think it's important to look at it, because I don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah, yes. Well, there's that one. I'm not sure, but this channel here for me is already played out. We've had a break there. Trouble is, if I take it, I could take it out to there, in which case it's had an overshoot. So after an overshoot, sometimes we can get a reversal. So we may have 2 legs down and then a reversal. So in this case, it's not playing a massive. And because I only go for 3 points, it rarely makes a difference. That one I went for 2, and it's from here to here. So it's really what it did yesterday. It doesn't have a great deal of bearing on this. But it does tell me that, you know, if people are looking at it like that and we've had an overshoot there, it may come back. So, you know, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Some accounts are looking quite nice now. I've got one at 3,300. I've got one at 1,700, and I've got 3 at 1,550. So total balance of $450 under 10,000. So they're building up nice, those now. And I'll tell you something for now. One thing I've come to realise, another reason why people blow PA accounts, is when you start on an account, if you start with your own money, and don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting that for a second, but if you're a trader that's been doing it for a few years, and you start with your own money, you can start earning from straight away. So let's say, for instance, you put $5,000 of your own money. If you took a trade, you're up $200, you could get paid $200. Channel down, 2 pushes up. So you've got money and you can make money. But when you start with a prop firm, you start on 0. So you've got nothing to lose. So if you make $200 on your first day, your second day, price goes against you. You're not sure what to do. You're thinking, all I've got is $200. I can't take it out. So you take a risk. When you get to $3,000 or $2,600, you've actually got money to make money. So you'll naturally go more into a protection mode. That's what I've noticed I do. The more I get, the more safer I trade. And I think that's one of the downsides of trading with a prop account, that you start on 0. So you've got to make money to make money. So I think that's another downside to trading prop firms. I was tempted there. Channel down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, bearish bar. Let's see if we get a lower high here. Trouble is, we've bounced here and we've kind of made almost a matching low bar a tick. So what I might do here is I'm going to flick over to my funded futures account. Let me just see if it only brings up 1 year. It does. So I'm going to switch to my funded futures account here. See if we get a triple test. I'm not taking it on my normal account, because if it is a channel coming away from the bottom, And if I get a trade, I kind of like to keep it and I don't want to lose anything. Trade same instrument. Yeah, I've tried trading the NQ, but to be honest with you, the NQ is a bit more unpredictable and the bar sizes are a lot different. So whereas 2 contracts on here, the risk is always around 2.5 to 3.5 points. I've taken a trade on the NQ with even with a contract and it's been 350. So it's, for me, it's the bars are too inconsistent for me. And to be honest with you, it scares me a bit. I think it's a man's chart, isn't it? I don't think I'm there yet. So is this a bounce and this is taking off now? Could be. Could be, yeah. The NQ's for men. I consider myself a boy when it comes to the NQ. Yeah, if I can get my accounts to 5,000, when we get trades like that I think leg down, 2 legs up, look how nice that went to that measured move. I'd try and grab a little bit more of that. That's interesting. That stopped there. I had that down there as a point of interest.
Order filled. Target filled.
Okay. Quick trade on my funded futures. I got $150 on that. I got in a bit late, to be fair. So leg and a leg. I just got a quick. I like the fact that we've had this strong push out, bull bar, that's triggered. So I jumped in about EF, too far down to be fair, but I just took $150 there on my funded futures account. But I like the way it's rejected off there, which is telling me there may be a larger channel there. See how we get on. It's had a bounce. We've had a leg and a leg. That, as I say, doesn't look like a channel to me. It looks like 2 legs. So maybe we're testing this. Let's have a look. Do I take a riskier trade there? On my funded futures? Maybe not. No, I'm going to sit tight here just in case. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. I'm sitting tight here because we could have 2 legs back and it may go a bit higher. That's interesting, but that's not enough for me, just 1. If it starts to work down, then not only that, we've had a leg and a leg. See what happens now. It's broken below this. Is that going to push up? Let's have a look. Hey, mate, hope you've been well. How do you have that second? Oh, chart. It's all right. You've put chat. I thought it was my eyesight. I'll show you, buddy. So, excuse me a sec. Okay, so my main chart, which is, let's put that up there. This is my main chart. And if you select this one, which is your data series, looks like a fist with a square around it. If you click on that, I've got break at end of day. This is my main chart selected. Now, my second chart, which is hidden away somewhere now, that's it there. My second chart, which is the one above, same box there, data series. I've got my break at end of day deselected. So if you deselect it and reload your data, it turns out slightly different. So where was that trade I took there? So there's a good example. That trade there, 2 legs up after the break of the channel. Bearish, but not fantastic. But on this one, much better. So it just gives you a second crack of the whip. You can clearly see a channel down there. You can clearly see 2 attempts to push up. Trap some longs maybe there. Nice bearish bar there. That was going down all day long. I got out here just because of the support, but Mac will tell you, and he's said it a million times, usually when you have a channel down 2 legs, which is a nice correction, it's usually the center of the move. Leg, 2 legs back, and a leg, and we did right to the nearest tick. So just to give you a quick recap, it's a fist with a square around it saying data series. Main chart, break of end of day, selected. Second chart, break at end of day, deselected. I hope that helps. Interesting. I took 2 trades yesterday that looked perfect in real time, and now the reload. But yeah, it often happens like that. Yeah, I know. I've done that before. Do you know, I've taken a trade here pre-market, say a short there, reloaded my data, and it looks awful. And I've had people saying, "Why the hell did you take that?" So it can work like that sometimes. So maybe a bigger chart there. We've also got that one. In fact, Thomas Wade's got it like that, I think, isn't he? Yeah, that's weird. See, he's got it from there, and these bars here touch on his, they don't touch on mine. So that's why sometimes it can get a bit confusing. Yeah, see on my chart above, it's like Thomas Wade's touch, break, new low. Okay, we've had a new low. So it also helps you work out channels as well. So I wouldn't normally mark that like that because of this. But on my other chart and Thomas Wade's, it touches perfect. I'll show you his as well. So touch, perfect touch here, 2 legs up with a break and down. So that makes sense. Second chart is making it a little bit clearer. Daryl, how you doing, buddy? Oh, mate, I've just missed one here. Devon, sorry. It would be interesting to observe your entries for a week or so and see if moving into a second chart completely, if it shows better structure. Yeah. I'm just thinking what I'll do at the end of the stream is I'll drag my other chart in and leave it there for 30 seconds or so you can have a look and freeze it, and then obviously you can open 2 YouTubes if you got what's it and just compare the 2. But it is interesting. It works for me. As I say, I took it on the other one. I didn't take it on here, so although I marked it here, it's the same trade. But yeah, no worries. At the end of the stream, I'll do that. I'll bring the other chart in, and then obviously you can have a quick screenshot and compare the 2. Daryl, have you had a period where you can't get any consistency going? Yes, mate. For around 3 to 4 months, I've been having 3 to 4 days of steady trading, and then one day go off on tilt. Yeah, that's all part of it, mate. The best way I've heard it described is you have an emotional dial, like you have on your cooker. Sorry if I've explained that. You obviously know what I mean. And when you start trading, that dial is turned up to max, and slowly over time, it turns down and down and down, and you get less times where you go on tilt. If you are having trouble with go on tilt, I'm going to suggest a bit of software now for you, which I use myself. I can't. Let me have a look. I can't show you it. Let me have a look. It won't open. That's the software. It won't let me open it now because, oh yes, it will. Let me open that. No, it won't let me open it. So it's called Guardian Angel. It cost, I think it's $399. It cost me, Carlo, how you doing, my friend? Let me open it again. It cost me £300, and I think it's about $399. Now, there's no discounts, no affiliates, nothing like that. But this is an amazing bit of software. So I can go into it on a sim. Okay, so this is, I'll show you this bit of software quickly. So if you go into allowed trading times, you can set trading times here. And I have mine set from 2:30 UK time to 6 o'clock. And then I click enable. And Monday to Friday, when I come out of this, it won't let me trade outside those hours. I also have losing trades set to 1 on four of my accounts, and 1 I have free, and I enable that. Only issue we get is one time I've been on max tilt and uninstalled it. Yep, there's ways of getting around that now. I'll explain to you. So I have my losing set on 1. Winning timeout, if you're taking 2, you can set a timeout so it won't let you trade after, say, 10 or 15 minutes, and you can enable that. And then when you have lock settings, I enable lock settings, and the only time I can change these settings are between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. So it gives me 1 hour if I need to adjust anything. So if I lose an account, or sorry, if I lose a trade, it will not let me trade. And if I go into settings, I can hide, remove Ninja Script. So I can't get into the Ninja Script to delete the software. So they've added that now, and then I can select copy to the rest of the accounts, all one at a time individually. Apex Trader Funding rules, don't DCA. They have changed that now. You can DCA, but you used to be able to select that, so it won't let you DCA. And once you click rules, once you select lock settings, all the settings you've got between certain hours, as I say, I can't change mine from 2 p.m. to midnight, and then from 1 minute after midnight to 1 p.m. So I have a 1 hour window in a day. So it's a fantastic bit of software. And if you're going on tilt, this will save you blowing accounts, I guarantee you. And at about $399, you lose a few accounts, you've lost that money anyway. So it let me trade another one yesterday, but I disabled losing trades for some reason. I've got it sorted now, but it's called Guardian Angel Trader. It's a fantastic bit of software. So if I lose a trade now, 4 out of 5 of my accounts, it won't let me take another trade now until 2 p.m. tomorrow. And I have it set that way. You can have it set to 2 accounts. The way I see it, when I lose a trade, it still kind of hurts at the moment. I'm getting better. So if I only allow it, hey Jan, how you doing? If I only allow it to allow me the 1 loss, I have put a little bit of flexibility in that loss of $75. So if I get out of a trade for a tick or 2 and I get a bit of slippage, it'll allow me to take another trade. So it's a great bit of software. How you doing, Jan? Oh, thanks, lads. No matter how many times I tell myself 1 or 2 set per day, I find myself, it's a fact of life for traders, mate. Trading is difficult. You know, human beings, we're programmed differently. We're not programmed to be careful and to think clearly when things go wrong. We're programmed to panic because that's what we're taught from an early age. You lose something, you panic. So, yeah, it's a great bit of software. I ummed and ahed about buying it for a long time, and I kept blowing accounts, but it does protect you. So, my advice is if you're struggling, then buy it. It takes it out of your hands, so you can't do it. And if you lose a few accounts, it's more than covered the cost of it. So I'm getting a few different accounts here. So we've had this. We're coming down in a trend channel here. So I'm guessing by what I'm seeing here, there's something larger. Yeah, it is great. Yeah. I finally submitted a payout request yesterday for 12 accounts. Fantastic. Good for you, mate. I have set, so yeah, 1 or 2 losses I think is fine. If you're struggling with losses and it affects you, just do 1 loss a day. I know it seems like, well, you want to keep trading. Well, that's fine. You can keep trading on an evaluation. You can switch to an evaluation or switch to a sim. As I say, out of my 5 accounts, I have 4 locked to 1 trade, and that allows me 1 so I can continue to trade, because it's still important to get that trade time in. But trust me, it's a fantastic bit of software, and it will change things for you. I promise you. There we go. I like that. So, Jan, someone told me that Bullanox does not allow. Yes, I read that last night. I was watching something. I'm not sure, but check it. Yeah. What was I watching? I was still a tiny bit confused about that 30% rule. And I watched a video of a guy explaining it last night, and he mentioned that Bullanox don't like trade copying between, so Apex on here. So I do Apex on here and my funny futures at the same time. They don't like that for some reason. Don't ask me why, but they don't like it. I think it's a silly rule that may put a few people off. But yeah, it's strange, that, to be fair. How can they check? Apparently they can. The video I watched last night said they have got something that they can check. What was the video I watched last night? I'll show you if I can look on my history. History. Yeah, I was still just a tiny bit confused. Man, oh, it may have been. Okay, so I watched 3 videos last night. I'll leave that on there. It was either, I don't think it was that one. It was either those 2 or the Kellyanne one there. Is that the Kellyanne one? Yes. There we go. Bullanox changes rules. Yeah, that's it. So it was either the Kellyanne one or one of those 2. So I'll leave it on the screen for a sec so you can have a look. And yeah, I was just getting a bit confused about that 30% rule. I kind of knew what it was, and I was right in the end. But yeah, they've stopped doing that. I don't know why they won't do it. It makes no sense to me. All it's going to do is put people off trading with them. But yeah, apparently they can check it. Don't ask me how. So let's have a look. So channel down, small break, new low. I'm staying out of anything here. It worked quick anyway, to be fair. I didn't even have a chance. You wouldn't have had a chance to get in there. I certainly wouldn't anyway. On this chart, it just crossed over, came straight down. Top step. Just the best now. Very easy rules. Don't blow up. Yeah, someone else told me they was trading with Top Step last night. Who was it? I can't. They don't do any discounts or anything like that, do they? Which is strange. Someone else. It might have been on one of those videos. It may have been on that Kellyanne one. I didn't realise that Kellyanne was a grandmother. Yeah, she mentioned it. She was out with the grandkids. With the picture there, I thought she was quite young. But, well, not that you're not young if you're a grandparent, but I just had that impression she was a lot younger. But yeah, I can't remember where I've had a go at a top step one. I might have done. I have got a My Funded Futures one at the moment, which I'm trading on here. There. What I like about that is at the moment there's $76 all in. That's including your PA fee. Yeah, exactly. Put a picture on there. Now, it does look like one of those kind of computer-generated type cartoony kind of ones, but she just, with the picture and the way she talks, you kind of tend to think, I don't know, maybe 30 or 20 in her late 20s or something, but yeah, it's grandparents. She got two sons, one in the army and one in the navy. Yeah, I was quite surprised. So that looks good to me. I like that. Thomas Way's just posted that. He's got it as well. So it visually looks okay. And he's got it as well. So yeah, visually as well as fitting is important, isn't it? So 2 legs up, we hit that and then rejected. I always like to just wait here just in case, because you never know. Sometimes it'll do that, come back, trap you short, and then stick you one and end up taking off. Friday. Always nice to be green on a Friday. My funded futures account's up $760 today, which is good. My other 5 accounts are up 200. Well, one's up 400. I did take another trade on one of them earlier, so my Apex accounts are up $1,100 today, and $760 and some change. My funded futures, so that's not a bad Friday for me. I'm happy with that on a Friday. So unless I see something that jumps out and waves in front of me, I won't be taking any more. So that to me is making its measured leg. Yeah. A ticker too short there. I wouldn't be surprised if that first one gets triggered, stopped out, and it comes down, makes that measured move. If it is a channel as well, we are a bit off the bottom, so my gut feeling is that's going to come down and stop out that bar. It often does that. And not only that, we got one leg down and a second leg down, which will get us down here somewhere. T. What I like about my one account being over $3,000 now, the trailing drawdown stopped. So if I wanted to take a small risk and hold on to it, I don't have to worry about the drawdown anymore. Maybe a larger channel here as well. Touch, touch, touch. So that's a possibility. I won't trade it though, even if we get 2 legs up, because we've had well, I've got this as a channel and then a break and then a new low, so I'm sitting tight here. I'll be surprised if that doesn't get stopped out. It has to for me, really. That first one often does. Then we have 1, 2 legs down to a new low. Bottom of the channels down here, they're usually really accurate, these are. Down we come. Come on, break that. Okay, so that bull bar has triggered. I'm just sitting tight here, I am. I'm up a trade, and if I ever do take another one, it has to be an absolute beauty.
Order filled.
I am taking one on my funded futures. Just to show that one quickly. The my funded futures one, I like that 2 legs back up. Look nice there.
Target
Let's get out for a
filled.
few hundred there. Okay. Possible reversal. Yeah, that's why I've stayed out of it. My main accounts. I do expect that bullish bar to get stopped out. And then hit that measured move. It may come down a bit more because we've got the bottom of the channel here, but that for me has to get cleared off really. Down here for a while, have we? The lead up to the elections, market just obviously had that well, it had the massive rally on the day of the election. Well, when they found out the results, I think it was the day after, wasn't it? It had a massive rally, didn't it? Have we not been down here? So bounce, bounce, bounce. If that area holds, we may get up. After the 2 legs, maybe there'll be buyers there. For me, it still has to get cleared off, really. Bearish bar here as well. So look. Leg down, maybe another leg down. Get towards the bottom of this. Clear off that stop. Make that measured move. I've got no doubt we're going to... Yeah, there we go. So that's taken that out. Bounce right off that measured move. I mean, look how accurate they are. This still blows my mind. There is space down to the lows of the channel. So what we may do is we've had a leg down there, a correction. We may get another leg. So this is one of those 2 legs back. Middle of the move. How far it'll go down because we are low anyway, but leg down, correction. Same thing here. Leg down, correction, leg down. Another one as well, correction and a bigger leg down. So let's see. There is the measured move here, so maybe it won't go that far. Let's see. So leg down, 2 legs up, leg and a leg. I think it may do. Also reversing at 59.0. 59.05. Yeah, we should get us below this, wouldn't it? Break, leg and a leg. Also 2 little pullbacks there, leg down, 2 legs up. Yeah, I think we'll get a leg down here, I think. Yeah, we need to get down here for that measured move or as close to it as we can. I think we will. We're trying. Once we get so far down, I think we'll be okay then. So another one, the centre of the move, leg down, nice obvious side-by-side correction, and a nice push down. Look at that, beautiful. That ain't finished yet either. Couple of more ticks, come on, beautiful. So these are so accurate. These are leg down, nice correction, leg down. And I'll say it again, Mac often says that's the centre of the move. That's the second time that's happened today. Leg down, 2 legs up, same again, right to the nearest tick. In fact, you could say there's a leg down, there's a correction, and another leg down. So there's a bigger move. So market's, working really nice today. It's nice and clear. If I hadn't taken a trade, I'd have had a go at that one. 2 legs up. For me, it's a nice setup, that. It's a relatively small risk. It's about 2.25. But when I'm up, anything that gives me slight doubt, I won't take it. We'd already made a new low from here, so you just never know. But if I wouldn't have taken a shot, and it didn't look great on here, and by the time it had obviously started moving down, which it did pretty quick, it was kind of it was kind of too late. But two nice legs up like that. It's. I mean, look how quick that first bar moved. That came down 4 points quickly. So you'd have been in and out of that trade in a jiffy. So the market's moving so accurate today. Some days it's not clear. It bounces all over the place. It's clear today. We've clearly got a downward bias today. And after sort of yesterday, a little bit of sideways the previous couple of days, I can't go back that far, but we had another big push down again. Or was it just that? It may have just been that. So look how it's bouncing there. So the bigger legs we know is played off, so we can get rid of that, and that has as well beautifully there. And we have got a bit more space for the channel. So it still blows my mind how accurate these things are. You know, once you've got money in your account, you can afford to hold on a bit. While you're building your account and you see your account go $200 or $300, you kind of just want your money. But when you see something that accurate, you know, it's worth going on. 6 or 7 points there, 2 legs up, 6 or 7 points there. I mean, you could get 4 or 5 trades, 4, 5, 6 trades in a couple of trades. So it's definitely worth doing. I suppose as your experience gets better and you identify these, and they don't come any more straightforward than that, they're worth holding on, or at least maybe I'd have probably got out of the lows there if I did have enough capital in my bank just to comfortably hold on. I'd have probably got out a few ticks below here, but it did play out beautiful. And then we had another couple of legs back, and then it bounced off. I had that line there without colour initially, just to give me an area to identify that it may bounce, and it did beautifully. Okay, folks, my daughter's going out to a concert soon, so I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break now just to say goodbye to her. I'll put my 5-minute on, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Sorry about that, folks. Right, my daughter's gone to a concert. That one. Okay, where do we meet? Wow, this thing's continuing down, isn't it? Right, let's have a look. Yeah. Now, let me just put this. No, let's keep it as is. Let's open it up a bit. So, couple legs back, down. 2 legs back, down. 2 legs up, down. So this thing is dropping. Excuse me a sec. Is there another channel down here? There may be. Yeah, something else down there, I think. So this thing just wants to go down today. Okay, so at some point we're going to have a bit of a larger pullback, I'd have guessed. So do I take a risk on my funded futures here?
Order
Maybe
filled.
we do. Small risk. For a little bit. Let's get out.
Target filled.
Okay. Looks like it's coming down, but you just never know, do you? So, yeah, on this other chart quickly, every time we've come down, it's been from 2 legs back. Leg and a leg down, leg and a leg down. So I'd like another leg and a couple of legs here before I consider. I did jump in there quickly. A little bit risky to go short just on the My Funded Futures one. But I got out of it because it's just, even though it's just one account, and it's only an evaluation I've got today, and it's up a bit anyway. I don't want to be silly with it. So I'd rather another leg, really. There's just one leg up with a break, so I'm staying out here. I'm just going to sit tight here. Don't want to get involved here at the moment on my main accounts. It is working down, but in the overall channel, you just never know whether we're going to have a break here and maybe come and retest this. So, not only that, there's a little double bottom there. Okay. Yeah, it did work even on that one, but it's just not worth it, really. You've got to stick to your guns with you. It's very easy to get a bit complacent sometimes and just jump in randomly when things are going well. What's your what's your profit? Oh, profit for the day. There. So, well, that's not the My Funded Futures. So, 1100 there, and just over 1,000 on the My Funded Futures one. So that's only an evaluation anyway. So the main one's up 1,100 today. So not a bad day. Not a bad day. There's a little. It's getting a bit flat here. We have got a couple of legs up. It didn't get flat there. That broke below there. It didn't get flat here. It broke below there. So when it does this, it just makes me concerned that we may push higher. To contract for 8 tick. Well, generally I go for 3. I go for 3 ticks. Sorry, 3 points. But if it depends how much room there is. So and the reason I only took 2 points there on this one here, it was that one there, is because of that support. Now, it's, you know, when it's bearish like this, usually it'll work anyway. But at the moment, I'm just trying to be extra cautious there. So I got in there and just got out for 2 points, which was, well, 2 points was just there. I expected this to maybe just break below, below there. So you've got to get to 2.25 points. It's got to push through. So I just want to, just to be a bit careful. Once these accounts build a little bit, then with something like this, as nice as that is, I will start holding a little bit. But yeah, it generally works out 1-to-1 in most cases, which I kind of like. So I expected a break here because we're at the bottom of the channel, and we're coming away. You can see it there, and we've got it's a little kind of a double bottom there. So that was my concern. This goes higher. So there wasn't a short trap there anyway. Sometimes if it gives you a bearish buy, it'll trick and go high. So I just wanted to stay out of this anyway. Now there is a channel there, 2 legs up. If we can get a bearish bar here, I would probably look for a lower high. So leg and a leg. Let's have a look at this. I'm not taking a trade here at the moment anyway, not on this, because that to me is just one channel. Although there's a kind of push up, little bit sideways and push up, and it may work, but that's a channel to me, and I don't want to go short in an uptrend, regardless of whether it works or not. Because we could come a bit higher up to here. We are coming away, so I expected a break. You never know how big that break's going to be. And after a channel like that, I'd expect a little bit more than just up and then straight down. Trouble is, I mean, the thing is, some of these days where it is really just bearish, it just kind of doesn't matter what happens. It just tends to keep going down. But the trouble is, by the time you're convinced, I mean, even so, sometimes, you know, some of these first entries, like Max says, sometimes in a bearish day, every time it gets to the what's it, even if it's not a setup, you could probably sell it. But the trouble is, I've learned over time that I still have to wait for my setup, regardless of how bullish or bearish the market is. It could be absolutely ripping it down. Trust me, if you drop your standards and get in, market's got a way of punishing you for it, and you just end up kicking yourself, and that's how you go on tilt. So it doesn't matter how bearish this is. Even if it's a first entry, I'll leave it alone, regardless of how good it looks. Because it's, you know, you do have to just follow your setups, and you've got to follow them to the letter, otherwise the market's got a way of stinging you, and you do learn over time. So let's have a look what's going on here. So I wouldn't consider that a lower high. It's gone too far. It's a channel with a little break. So I wouldn't trade that as a lower high. Something I have to work on, bending the rules. Everyone does it when they start. They do it. I can't tell you how many times. You look at some of my older videos. If I see the market's going down, I just think, oh, sorry, I'll sell it. And as soon as you do that, it's got a habit of just ticking you and stopping you out. You know, markets are a lot run by algorithms now, and they're programmed by, I don't know, these maths geniuses or whatever they are, and they know where traders get in. They know how, you know, beginners traders or newer traders look at the markets, and they're programmed very cleverly to take advantage of that. And I've heard that from a trader, from an institutional trader. You know, they're designed to look for weak positions, and it's the newer traders, and we do lose patience and we try and jump in, but after a while you do slowly. And the best way to notice it's happening is you take in less trades. You take less trades. What you're doing then is you're filtering out the crap. It's surprising how high you have to have that filter, though, to wait for the best trades. And if you take anything less, you lose more. If you really, sometimes, you know, I'll have a week where my patience are brilliant and I take great trades. They work beautifully. And then sometimes I'll take a poor trade a little bit impulsively and it goes against me. So, you know, you really do have to hold and wait for those quality setups. And the way the market is currently, there ain't a great deal around. 2, maybe 3 a week, maybe a bit more. And you kind of lose your patience sitting here all day taking those. But the trouble is, if you only take 2 or 3 trades and they're all winners, much better than taking 5 trades and having a loss. You're going to be better off, because as soon as you have a loss, you've now got to win your next trade just to get back to break even where you were before you. So you're kind of playing catch up. It's not the way to look at it, but it's kind of how it happens. I've been averaging 1 trade for last week. Best week ever. Exactly. And not only that, what I find as well is when you get better at chart reading, you'll identify better trades as well, and more trades. I started off taking things like, I think, second entries, I got caught out. I learned quick, sometimes you're better off going for higher lows, but if you're experienced enough, second entries, you know, you'll get them right. But the higher low or lower high tends to be a better indication that you're aiming in the right direction. And when you're a newer trader, you're going to make a lot of mistakes taking second entry longs, although Mac teaches you that's kind of your bread and butter. But I used to avoid picking tops. See, for instance, see this, we've got a leg, 2 legs and down. See how we got 2 more legs up here? Now, you might ask, why would I go short there? Well, 1, it's 2 legs up. 2, if you look left here, so it's a triple test as well. So you'll identify, you'll get a clearer picture. You know, channel down, 2 legs up, new low. You know, you'll get better identifying these, and you'll start to add extra strings to your bow, so to speak. I didn't used to take trades like that. Channel down, couple of attempts to go higher and then down, but those trades usually work the best. And same with triple test as well. I never used to take triple test because I never fully understand them. But then if you look here, 1, 2, 3 triple test here, it's always nicer as well. Remember, if you're taking a short, that you're trapping along. Where was the one I was looking at a minute ago? 2 legs back. That one there, 1 leg up, 2nd leg up. There's going to probably be some buyers there because we've had a small break new low. There'll be bottom buyers. It's always best when we trigger above it and start to work down, because what you're doing then is you're aiming for the stop of the long, and that gives more momentum. So there are lots of little things like this that you'll pick up as you get more and more experienced. And instead of having maybe 1 or 2 setups, you'll have 3 or 4 or 5, and you'll naturally be able to take maybe a couple of trades a day then. You know, I take 3 trades a week on average, but if you look at Daniel, you usually take a couple a day, and there are those trades around, but they are the slightly more advanced trades that you get better at reading, and you will if you sit here day after day. When I stop being nervous, I start trading. That's a big one as well. I touched on that last week. When I have a winning trade, I usually don't like taking another one. Now, the obvious reason for that is I'm getting a bit scared of losing me profits, but what you have to do as a trader is learn your skills and sit here every day, and when you see a quality trade, you take it. Doesn't matter whether it's 5 minutes after a trade or 2 days, you have to take it. And if you get nervous and you get scared, you can miss out. So taking 1 trade a day and then finishing, some people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But then if you see an absolute beauty, you're potentially missing out. So if you take one an hour later after a winning trade, or take one tomorrow, it makes no difference. You're still taking a good setup. And when you start to believe you've got the skills to do this and you start to understand it, you'll naturally not worry so much about losing a trade, because you'll know if it happens, you know, it's a little slip up. It happens, but you know you've got the skill. You don't have to worry about a loss. And I'm getting to that stage now where it's not worrying me so much, which is why I kind of mentioned it a couple of days ago. But it is, you know, you will go through that stage of being nervous, of taking a trade, especially when things are going well. The more winning trades you get in a row, the less you want a losing trade. So I absolutely agree. Sitting in front of a chart live market is very important. Absolutely it is. Yeah, I'm done. See, look, Jan's here every day. What are you taking? A couple of trades on average, Jan? Sometimes a bit more. And you're done after what? Hour and a half, 2 hours? But when you get good at reading the chart, you'll have the confidence to do it. And I think that's why we take risks and gambles when we're new, because we believe, 1 to 3. But I got 5, see what I mean? 5 trades today. You wouldn't think there was 5 trades here, but actually, it's not a bad day at all today. Channel down 2 legs. You may have taken that one. A couple of legs up. Let me have a look. There's been quite a few today. Leg and a leg. You may have taken that one. 2 legs up. You'd have probably definitely taken that one. So there are trades around today. It's not a bad day. It's quite easy to read. But sometimes that fools you, and you know, you start to get a bit overconfident then. So you'll go through all these tiny little changes as you develop. But you will develop. You can't help but not. You can't sit in front of these charts every day and not get better at it. It's impossible. But Jan, he's here for an hour or 2, maybe not even that sometimes, and he's done. So don't worry about making mistakes. Trust me, making mistakes and losing trades are the best way to learn. I absolutely shit you not. But when you're beginning and you're losing trades, it's just frustrating. But you're concentrating on the frustration, forgetting that you're getting free lessons. Also take trades at key levels, not always. That's a good signal buy. Yeah, there's a lot of that as well. You will change and develop. That wasn't a great signal bar, but the context is great. Leg down, 2 pushes up. But yeah, same here, lower high. I left that because it's a bit congested, but there's no reason why you can't. But up here as well, you know, you may have gone not brilliant, but sometimes if you just take the trades, they work. But as you get more experience, you'll just get better at knowing. You know, and I've mentioned this before. When you will drive down a motorway or a freeway or the autobahn or whatever you call it in your country, you can sit there for 2 hours and not think about what your hands are doing on the steering wheel. You're automatically micro and adjust that. Your hands never really stay still on a steering wheel. They're micro adjusting them because you've had years of experience driving down the roads, and that can take care of itself. And you get a better judgment the more you've been on the road, and you know. And it's kind of the same. The more times you sit in these charts, the more you'll just notice areas where you can get a bit wrong, you can get catched out, and you will take less and less trades losses. You will still have the occasional one. You know, we're all human beings. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but it'll happen. But you know, in your own mind, you've got the skills to do it. And if you lose a trade, it's just a slip up. It happens. But I've tried a couple of different trading ways, and I've never seen anything as accurate as price action. It is so accurate, it's unbelievable. And if you sit and wait for absolute beautiful trades, you know, trades like that, lower high, I'm telling you now, they just do not fail. Channel down, 2 clear pushes up. Trap in some longs as well. Trades like that, you will just not, they just won't fail. But you need to, excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, trades like that, just, I mean, the context is just beautiful there. Channel down with a break. We've got 2 legs up, push below the EMA, a little bit of sideways, and then it starts to fall. Yeah, you two have a great weekend, Jan. But yeah, channel down like that, 2 clear attempts to go, and then it just tumbled. But nice big bearish bar there. You've got to take those all day long there. That's a beautiful setup in my opinion. Now, you may want to get out before the lows. I did. But as Mac will say, trades like that, obviously, often that's the centre of the pattern and the context. You know, we got the lows down here, so although it is something that's bounced, chances are it's going to break through there. And you could potentially, you know, if you get down, I would probably get out around about here, something, so 6 points work beautifully. So if you take 2 points, you've got the equivalent of 3 winning trades in one there. But it does take time, and it does. You just need to keep coming back every day and just keep learning and keep learning. I thought I'm never going to get this. And I've had times where I've thought I've considered finishing. And then I've had an email with Mac, and he goes, it takes time. You've just got to stick at it. And I'm getting to the stage now where I'm getting so much more comfortable, and it's starting to feel like a normal job now. Not something that makes me nervous or scared or what's going to happen today. It's just you go to work, you do your job, you come home. And it will happen like that for everyone as long as you stick at it. You know, we all hear about 95% failure rate, and you're thinking, am I going to be able to do this? I tell you now, it's because people give up. And you can understand why they do. It's not for everybody. You know, no one wants to put 3 or 4 hard years of work in and lose, you know, money. They think if I'm not making money within 6 months, let's let it go, let's move on. But if you just understand, I think Mac made this for me so appealing and so obvious it worked, which is another reason I've stuck at it. You know, I bet there are people that have got into these, they've paid a stupid amount of money. Some guy with a fancy car and a big house, or says it's his, have suckered you in. You've paid $2,000 and you've wasted a bit of time. But what I will say, even time just sat watching these charts, even without a strategy, you'll notice things. So let's have a little look here. What's going on? Channel break, new low. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a quick pee break, just a quick bathroom break. I'll be a second. Okay. So channel break, 1, 2 pushes to a new low. Is this thing going to continue down, or is it going to change? I'm not trading here. You could say it's a triple test, but it's a bit congested here, so it could sting you. As bearish as it is, I don't like it when it goes sideways. More leg and a leg, yeah. But this is a push up and sideways for me, so just going to sit tight here. Mm. Thomas Wade said, quite interesting visual second entry short here. I'm not sure about this. It's a bit stacked up. I do like the way it's trapped that little bar there, but it's only a small ball bar. It may come down, but I'm sitting tight here at the moment. Because it could go a bit more sideways around this midline here, so I know it's bearish, but at the moment, this is the first time it's actually gone sideways. This is more up and up, up and up. But this is more congested for me. I will say there's probably going to be some stops above this, so this may, we've kind of had a leg up sideways. We may get another leg up here. So I'm just sitting tight here. Yeah, it's not easily readable, this. Sometimes it is just bearish. Someone took it. Someone called Tyler took it. It's not terrible on this chart. It is a second entry short, but you are going short right in the middle of that. And that sometimes makes it a little bit more risky. But it is pretty bearish pretty bearish day today, so it may work. What price is that? 5,900. That's kind of a round number as well, isn't it? So I wouldn't take it myself. It's just not very clear on my chart anyway, but see it coming back. So I wouldn't be surprised if that pushes up. You could say 2 legs up. It may come down and have another couple of legs up, or leg and leg. Take out some stops here and then maybe flush down. But this is unclear to me. One, two, three. A bearish bar up here might not be a bad idea as a triple test. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take my trade copier offline and just trade one account. Let's trade 11. Let's just let me just.
Order submitted.
Yeah, I'm just going to trade one account at the moment. It's a bit too low for me. Actually, it looks okay on the other chart, so I may take it.
Order filled.
It looked better on my other chart as a triple test, so I am taking it. Boom, 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 triple test. So I am in it. We'll see. One, two, three. And also we got to push up. 2 legs down, another leg up, so it may go against me. That's not a nice bar, so I may get out. For break even here. Oh, we'll see.
Target filled.
Yeah, okay. I got out. Well, I got a tick there, I think. More confidence to take these kind of trades. It is working. It's the other chart it looked better on. 1, 2, 3 triple test, trapping some bulls. It looks like it's going to work. Yeah, it did work. It just didn't look as good on this one, so let's have a look. 3 points would have been down here. I'd have probably got out here somewhere. Maybe 2.5 points, I don't know. It's going to work anyway. If it gets below that bar, it'll push to 3.25. I got out for a tick anyway. I just don't like the way it went back against me like that. You don't know when it's going to push up. The trouble is we've had a push in. A lot of times we'll go sideways and a push out. So I'm kind of glad I got out of that. I got out for a tick. That covered the... yeah, look at that. So good decision to get out there. Sometimes it'll do that, push up sideways and push out, so we'll get kind of like a mirror image. But we could, if we finish here and get another bearish bar, we could trade that as a failure. Let's have a look. Let's just get
Order
short
submitted.
order there, just in case it fails here. I don't want to trade my other accounts. I want to go into the weekend green. I'm happy just doing one trade green. We are heading for the top here. That's the trouble, isn't it? Okay.
Order
I
canceled.
don't like that now.
Order filled.
Okay.
Target filled.
Nice. So that's just on the one account. I didn't want to trade it on the other, so there's another 300. So that account's looking nice now. That's over 3,500, that account. So I I was going to hit the button for the what's it as well. It is a second entry short and it's a failed breakout. So let's put that as a failed break. There's going to be quite a few stops there. So if we break above this bull bar, I may trade that on my my funded futures.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm going to trade them on my funded futures. Leg down, a leg down. There's going to be a bunch of stops down here, so I think it's worth a go here. I'm up really nice on it today. Up over 1,000 on it today anyway, so I don't mind risking a few $100s. I'm hoping for a leg and a leg. There'll be stops along there. So I think that's worth a go just for a few hundred. It's only an evaluation, my funded futures evaluation, but it's up over 1,000 today, so I don't mind having a go at that. I like the fact that it's triggered the bull bar. It's struggling a bit now. Maybe not. Oh, we don't like that. That's okay. I don't mind there. Down a few $100.
Stop
That one.
filled.
That's okay. I'm still 700 up on that one, and it's only an eval.
Order filled.
Okay, this is a better one, I think. 2 legs up, leg and a leg. I'm having a go at this one again for another few hundred. Just on the eval again. 3,000, yeah. It's got a end of day drawdown as well, so it doesn't matter if you go up during the day. I like the fact that there's a higher low and that's triggered, so my gut feeling is that's probably going to come down below there. There is stops here. I wouldn't trade it on my account, my main accounts, because this top here you just don't know. So is this reversing or not? Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you go up $1,000 and then come down $1,000 in a my funded futures evaluation. It makes no difference. Makes no difference to your drawdown at all. This does look like it's kind of see the 10,000 tick showing. We're at the top of a chart now, so it's the 10,000 tick. Touch. We're coming right to the top. Yeah, absolutely. They don't stress me in the slightest. Trading evaluations now. Not on the slightest. But my main accounts are up nice today. Just under $1,500. I just took another trade, that one there on there, and I took another trade earlier. I can't remember what it was. And just the one on those three. So up nice today. So, and that one's nice as well. So when it gets to 5,000, that one, I'm going to start withdrawing well, when they all get to 5,000, the plan is to withdraw $1,000 a month. Well, yeah, $1,000 a month. If I make more than that, I'll let the account grow. If the account gets to 7,000, I'll try and, or I'd like to try and withdraw 2,000 or as close to it as I can. So if you can get that on 5 accounts and you can get to trade, even if you're getting 1,000 from each, it's still $5,000 a month for working 3 hours a day. It's $60,000 a month. And that's if you only stay at that amount, you're going to have better months. Okay, so we're going to get this push down. I'm hoping now. Looking like it. There's going to be one hell of a lot of stops around here. Higher low there, so I expect that to go. So let me have a look at this thing. Do have to be careful that that thing isn't deciding to reverse. I don't think it is. Maybe it is. See, generally we're downtrending, aren't we? So there is, you may consider that a failure, a higher low. I'd expect that to rush down. See, I won't want to be taking longs at the moment. So I think long trades are more likely to get flushed out. And there's going to be an awful lot here. There'll be some stops there, maybe there, possibly some along here. So if this does come down, it could do it quickly. And I've got my my profit down here on the my funded futures. So I'm only trading 2 contracts on this. If it gets low enough, I may add one to it. If I think it's going to break out these, I may add one to it. But at the moment, price is holding.
Order submitted.
I'm going to add one. I'm just going to add a contract there because there's a higher low. If there's some stops there, I think then that'll come down. Mind you, we could go up 2 legs down. But I think it's worth putting one there because there's going to be some stops there. People are going to consider this the bottom. There are some traders. And if it gets below there, there'll be some stops there. And there's going to be some stops there and there. So I'm going to put that maybe there. $600. Add a contract to it. I'll add another couple. So we'll see how far this gets down. In fact, I might as well keep it here a minute. It's only an evaluation, this, so I can only trade 3 contracts maximum on an evaluation, but you can guarantee there's going to be stops there. Probably is it could be a leg up and 2 attempts to go low, and it may still push up, but let's put that there. So the maximum risk for that is $600. Well, I'm up $1,200 in the day anyway, and as I say, the drawdown makes no difference on here. Drawdown doesn't come into place at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter whether you're up, down, makes no difference. Once we get below there, things will go in my favour then. And we are in a small trend as well, so you would think. And we went sideways, kind of a couple of legs out, so this is a breakout, so which looks like it's failing. We'll see. But I got no issues with risking that on this. You may even say head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder. It's a bearish pattern. Hello, Karina. How are you? I spoke to you for a while. How you doing? It's just an evaluation, this is anyway, and my funded futures one, so I'm done with my other accounts today. They're up lovely today. So channel down with a break. Hopefully this is going to continue down. Once it gets below there, it'll eat some stops up from that high low. Let's see if it does. It doesn't look to me like a channel up there. So I'm just going to drag this out of the way for a minute. Once it gets back down, if it does, I'll drag it out. I can see it on this one where it is anyway. So it's not been a bad day at all today, really. Does look like a triple test as well, doesn't it? Okay, I'll bring this chart in now. I don't think there's a channel there. In fact, there may be. Ooh, there may be. Doesn't look like it, actually. There could be. No, no. Let's leave that for now. I'm going to put that there, because if it gets above there, then it may go a bit higher, so I don't mind risking that on evaluation. I'm up pretty good on it. I wonder when we're going to hear about this move to straight to live funded for Apex. It's nice to have the option. It obviously depends on the cost of it, obviously. Channel down, leg and a leg. I might just give that a few more ticks. Let's stuff it up here a minute, out of the way. You just take that and then come down, we'll see. So it doesn't look like a channel to me. It's too broken. Stuff it out of the way for a minute. Okay, we're at the channel here now. Again. It doesn't look like a channel to me. What I'm looking at is this area here where it may bounce. Let's just have a look at this. I could adjust this ever so slightly and make it fit. We'll see. There is some support along there, so it may hit that and come down. We'll see. So we could have a leg up and a leg up. We'll see.
Target filled. Order cancelled.
So it was only the My Funded Futures one, so I don't know what's going to go on. It may turn up. So typical now. Look, it comes down.
Order filled. Order filled.
Now is it going to turn? Let's see.
Target
Okay,
filled.
I'm out of that. Okay, folks, I think I'm done for the day. We've just ticked over 2 hours. So, not a bad day at all today. My accounts are looking nice. I'm up just over $1,400, so I'm pleased with that. Accounts are looking nice. Nice to go green, nice and green into the weekend. So, I will leave you guys there. So, have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. And we'll be back on Monday and do it all again. So, I'll leave you to it. Bye for now.